Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm doing an update on the 2024 United States House of Representatives congressional map, where Republicans currently have 220 seats, Democrats have 214. Now this has changed by 2 seats since my last update just yesterday. One race in Iowa District 1. This is a race that was having a recount. It was expected the Republican incumbent was going to hold on and win, and she has done so. That race has officially been called for the Republicans. The other 2 races that remained were in the state of California, where there's California 13th District, which I'll be going more over in a second, that is still too close to call. But one of the districts, California 45, it has now been officially called for the Democratic Challenger Derek Tran, defeating Republican incumbent Michelle Steel. And this will serve as the main purpose of this video. I'll be going over the 45th congressional race in California, looking at how this has happened. This is also just to give you an update of how long this has been going on for. This is the 23rd day of tracking the election results for these districts since Election Day back on November 5th. So just interesting, it's taken about 3 weeks for this to come in. So we're going to look now at California 45, where, as I mentioned, Democrat Derek Tran has been able to defeat Republican incumbent Michelle Steel and flip this race from red to blue. So let's break down the numbers here. With over 95% of the vote in, it's possible there may be a little bit more vote to go, but it won't be more than 1% of the vote. Derek Tran has 50.09%, Michelle Steel has 49.91%. When you look at the actual numbers of the district, Derek Tran has about 158,104 votes. Michelle Steel has about 157,508,000 votes. So when you look at the numbers in which they were won by, Derek Tran right now is winning by about 600 votes across this entire district. Out of the total of 315,612 votes cast, Tran is leading by 600. So what is the main breakaway from this? Well, for starters, before getting into the map itself, I am going to use the Cook PVI partisan lean of each congressional district from 2023 and 2024, which when you look down here at California 45, it is a Democrat +2 district. So this district does have about a tilt to lean Democratic partisan makeup, and the Democrat has won this race by just about 0.2%. So super close race, defeating a Republican incumbent. This race, or this seat, is split up into 2 parts. In Los Angeles County for District 45 and in Orange County for District 45. When you look at the numbers, the Orange County part is much larger than the Los Angeles part. This part of Los Angeles has about nearly 33,900 votes for 2024 coming out of the Los Angeles area. Orange County has about 281,722 votes. So there are by far more votes coming out of Orange County than there are from Los Angeles. However, what's very important is the Los Angeles area does have a bigger election win for the Democrat over the Republican. And what I mean by this is the margin of victory in this district, when you look at it, is 56-44 for Tran over Steel, which is a 12% margin of victory. And if you want to do the votes, you can get 14,834 for Michelle Steel right now, round up about 200 votes to 15,000 plus another 4. It's about a 4,200 vote margin of victory for Derek Tran out of Los Angeles. So what does that mean? Well, for Michelle Steel, the Republican, to win this race, she would need to have a net win in Orange County once all the votes are added up of at least 4,200 votes just to tie the race and more votes to be able to win this district. And when you look at what the margin of victory for Steel was in Orange County, look at the numbers. 39,000 votes or so is where Orange County, 139,000 votes where Derek Tran was. So let's add up to 142. 140, 141, 142. A little over 3,000 vote margin of victory for Michelle Steel over Derek Tran. When, as I mentioned, the margin of victory in Los Angeles County was about 4,200, which means when you add the votes up, exactly as they come in, it ends up Michelle Steel being about 600 votes down from where Derek Tran was leading by with Los Angeles County, if you look at it that way. Yes, Orange County has more votes, but it's also a much closer county. Yes, there's a lot more votes in Orange County, but it's a lot more competitive. It's very, very close. Whereas Los Angeles, you know it's going to be a Democratic area. The question is, was there enough votes that will be Republican votes out of Orange County, enough for Michelle Steel to win? And when the votes came in, they were not. A few days ago, when I was doing an update on this race, Michelle Steel was leading 50.7 to 49.3 over Derek Tran. At that point, she had about a 3,900 vote lead over Tran in this county. Now, at the time, I was saying that was not a big enough lead for her, and for Steele to come back and win, she had to get a vote drop that benefited her at least 200 to 300 votes to even give her a chance at winning this district. As all the votes have pretty much come in now, you can see pretty clearly that Michelle Steele's path to victory really just evaporated as more votes come in out of Orange County, where the margin of victory for her actually got smaller, and Derek Tran was able to boost his numbers a little bit. Now, there has been a few more votes that have come in that have dropped it down a little bit, the lead that Tran has a little bit, but it's still, at the end of the day, will not be enough for Michelle Steel to flip this district. The one thing I do know is I did see on Twitter today, both Tran and Steel have filed Federal Elections Commission's paperwork to run again for the seat, so there's a very good chance we may see this rematch in 2026, which will be, I'm sure, a very, very close race. But as for 2024, Derek Tran, the Democratic Challenger, has officially flipped the seat from red to blue, defeating Republican incumbent Michelle Steel, and this race has been called by both the New York Times and the Associated Press. And as I mentioned, that has added this race down here in California, 45. It has added the number to the Democratic side, bringing the Democrats up to 214. Iowa and Iowa 1 gives Republicans 220, which now means only one race remains in the state of California, District 13, where this race is very, very close right now. Democrat Adam Gray is leading Republican incumbent Duarte, 50.05% to 49.95%. And it's only a lead right now for Adam Gray of about 190 votes. So this is a very, very close race, a 190 vote lead out of the total 209,792 votes. It all depends. There is still less than 1% of the vote left out there. Is there enough votes left for Duarte to come back and overtake this lead? It's mathematically possible, but I don't think it's very likely. It's looking more and more likely right now that Adam Gray is going to have his lead narrowly hold on, and that has been in big part due to his numbers in the largest district in this district, which is Merced County. It was 51-49 not too long ago of Gray over Duarte, and for Duarte to come back and win this district, he needed to have a good vote drop from Merced County that gave him a little bit of a boost. The opposite happened. Adam Gray had some votes come in for him that boosted his totals by about 100 votes in this area, and that was enough in combination with some votes from Stanislaus County for Gray to flip this district and now have a lead in it. And now with over 99% of the vote in, a few more votes may trickle in tomorrow or the day after, but it's looking like right now this is getting very close to Adam Gray holding on and winning this seat. Again, it is possible mathematically for Duarte to come back, but it's highly improbable and much more likely Adam Gray will hold on and win this seat. And if he does so, that would bring Democrats up to 215, Republicans at 220. And then things get very, very interesting because Matt Gaetz is resigning from Congress, so there will have to be a special election for that one. That would bring Republicans down to 219. Michael Waltz from Florida is also leaving Congress to serve in the Trump administration. That would bring Republicans down to 218. And Elise Stefanik's seat in New York would then bring Republicans down to 217 when she is also serving in the Trump administration. That would only give the Republicans a majority of 217 to 215 over the Democrats. Meaning, when it comes time to vote on bills or elect a Speaker of the House, there needs to be 100% agreement from every single member of Congress except for one on the Republican side, or they cannot nominate and confirm a speaker if more than one representative deviates. So this is going to be a very fascinating thing to watch for going into the next legislative session. That is an update on the House races right now. A very big call in California and in Iowa, and we have one seat to go. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like the video, click subscribe, share with your friends and family, and hope to see you in a future video. That will do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a like. And if you really liked it, please remember to click the subscribe button and make sure you turn post notifications on so you always get notified when I post a new video. That way you never miss one. Also, please remember to share this video with your friends and family if you really, really, really like the video. And remember to stay tuned because I'll be posting at least one video every single day leading up until Election Day. So I'd really appreciate it if you keep coming back and watching those videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.